Hey y'all, today I'm going to be working on a small portable arrangement to bring to a friend to cheer her up. As always, make sure you hit that subscribe button and that notification bell so you know when my latest videos are up, and make sure you drop me a comment below. Do you like to cut from your garden and bring friends to flowers or bring flowers to friends and family? Do you like to share your veggies that you're growing, fruit, anything along those lines from your garden? Okay, I'm going to be working with some fun, whimsical flowers. I'm going to be working with some zinnias. These are Purple Prince zinnias. I've also got some super duper Paradiso cone flowers. I've got some azuratum. I have it in a lavender and I have it in more of like a blue purple. I've got a few bellflowers, campanella, sorry. I've also got some gomphrena to play with. I've got some liatris, which is looking really pretty. I have some burgundy amaranthus, and I have a little bit of Russian sage. So this should be really fun. I'm going to be working with this small vessel, which I got for free from another neighbor. I always try to see if anybody has things along those lines. These small vases are simple and easy to give away. So it's kind of a smaller vessel, but it should be a pretty dynamic arrangement. If you kind of look at what I'm working with here, really spiky, should be super interesting. So let's get started. Okay, I'm going to start with these larger flowers that definitely take up a lot more space. So I'm going to start with some of the amaranthus. Amaranthus reseeds itself in my garden every year, which is lovely. I rarely have to seed, which is really great. I am wanting this to be kind of a smaller, more portable design, so this is not going to be like a massive design, but I still want it to be like fun and quirky to make her smile. So amaranthus is in full bloom right now in my garden. Absolutely gorgeous. If you pinch amaranthus earlier on, when it's about 12 inches tall, it will branch out and give you a ton more blooms. I think this one is Bleeding Heart. I can't really recall with this particular one because I've literally had it for 3 years in the garden. So I recall. Now these were way straighter when I originally picked them, but you know, I always pick my blooms and then let them sit overnight to soak up with water to make sure that they're in good shape before utilizing them in an arrangement. And amaranthus tend to bend, as you can see right there, depending on the direction that they are hanging in the bucket. That's super fun and quirky. Okay, let's add in a little bit of the Russian sage. I love the smell of Russian sage. My Russian sage is also a perennial in my garden, which is fun. Comes back every year. Always really tall. It gets bigger every year too, which is really excuse me. It gets bigger every year too, which is really nice. Okay, let's see what other fun blooms we have to work with. Let's start with, I'm going to pull out all the zinnia real quick just so I can see what all I have. And then I actually think next thing I'm going to add in is actually going to be gomphrena because its stems are a little kind of like wonky all over the place. So let me move some of these things out of the way. Actually, I think I'm going to put in some, I'm going to put in some liatris next. This arrangement is wild, fun, quirky. something to make my friends smile. So I'm using a lot of really unusual blooms. I was recently helping out another friend with her garden design, and she described her specific shapes and loves of different blooms. She described them as Willy Wonka. I thought that was really hilarious. So I definitely think like a lot of the blooms that I'm using today definitely have that Willy Wonka feel to them, which is really fun and kind of silly. All right, let's play with some of this Gomphrena. Gomphrena is a really great dry flower too. It also reseeds really well. So if you plant it in your garden, there's a really good chance you're gonna have some the next year. I do want to really jam-pack this design. Got some ageratum kind of mixed in there. There we go. Sometimes I find Gomphrena stems a little bit difficult to work with because just the way they're typically bent, things along those lines, it can be kind of hard. I still think they're worth growing. Not my favorite bloom ever, but still fun. Not a big fan of the Truffula Pink Gomphrena from Proven Winners. I don't really like the look of it as the blooms age, but I do like the look of this kind of purple Gomphrena as its blooms age. I think it's really kind of fun. They actually kind of turn like a neutral color, which is kind of neat. Okay, let's start tucking in. I think I'm gonna wait on the ageratum. Let's start tucking in some zinnias, some of the Purple Prince zinnias. It's really easy to just throw together a design for a friend. You'd be surprised what all you can utilize in flower arrangements. There are a lot of vegetables that look really great in flower arrangements too. Pull out this one amaranthus, take off some of its lower blooms, and work it back into the center of the design because I think it was hanging over too far. So I'm going to work it right back in here, putting it towards the middle. Yeah, that feels better already. Remember, if you don't like a flower design, a floral design that you're working on, you can just take it apart and start over. No big deal at all. I only had a couple of these echinacea, but I couldn't resist. I think they're so fun. I went ahead and cut them off to bring them in. I think that's a really fun texture to have. couple more zinnias. I don't know if y'all can hear Buffy. She's kind of roughing at me, telling me she wants to go outside. Okay, I don't think my Campanola is... Okay, I don't think my Campanola is good enough to hold up in an arrangement. It looks kind of meh, so I'm gonna skip it. The Azuratum that I'm putting in right now reseeds itself every year as well. I've grown to love it. I will say in the beginning, I was not a huge fan of it. I don't know why. I just wasn't. But now I really like it. I think it's really delicate and really fun. See how sometimes I lift up the arrangement? I do that so I can kind of see where the stems are. It's easier to kind of get a stem in there. Also, I'm giving my arrangement a little shake to fluff it out a little bit. All right, a lot of times I gotta sit down at eye level to kind of get an idea of what things are looking like. Sometimes the amaranthus tendrils can kind of get stuck. I have a little bit more gomphrena. I don't want it to go to the waste because it's already been cut. I'm gonna tuck it in a couple of places, just where I feel like maybe I have a little hole or need a little something going on. Okay. Remember, you can still make adjustments. Pull up certain flowers just lightly with your fingers. I always like to give everything a really good rotation and take a look at it. All right. This one's done. Okay, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video with this quick and simple arrangement straight from the garden into a vase, dropping off at my friend's house to cheer up her day. As always, she's a mad gardener or a decorator or anything else that she wants to be. Thanks, y'all.